Good morning, everyone. We're here in Go Forest for the chant class here on Saturday morning, and thank you all for coming. Tomorrow we're going to be at DTT. You're going to be here. I heard the DTT is not ready yet. It's still a work in progress. It's still a mess in the Buddha Hall or something like that, or what? We don't want to force the issue. If DTT is not ready yet, then let's do tomorrow here. What's the status of DTT? Anyone else? We need to know quickly so that we can make the announcements. Okay. All right. Originally, we were planning on going to DTT tomorrow, and that's as the usual schedule. Saturday here in Go Forest, the DTT is Sundays. But I'm told that DTT is still, the Dharma seat is still not ready yet. Okay, so let me know as soon as possible. All right, does anyone have any questions? This is a Saturday chant class. It's primarily for people here. Friday night we have a chant class. It's primarily for Asia, so the contents is different. And today here is for the more or less the Westerners, people here. And that's why the contents are different. So you can tune in and depending on your interest. Does anyone have any questions? I strongly urge you to ask questions. Feel free to express yourself and ask questions because that's how we can help a lot of people understand better, thank you, about that chant. Because it has a chant has to respond to your needs and to your inquiries and curiosities. Yes, we have a question here, number 2.
A Di Đà Phật. Dạ thưa thầy, theo con được biết thì bất cứ tu pháp môn nào, hoặc là thiền hoặc là tịnh, thì cũng cần có rất là nhiều phước. Một trong những cái cách tạo phước là chúng ta có thể thỉnh bài vị. Và thường bài vị khi một người thỉnh thì thường kèm theo đó một cái ước nguyện của mình. Câu hỏi của con hôm nay là trong hệ thống chùa của chúng ta thì có rất là nhiều người thỉnh bài vị, rất là nhiều loại bài vị. Thì những người thỉnh bài vị có được giúp đỡ một cách hữu hiệu hay không? Riêng phần con thì con cũng có thỉnh nhiều bài vị và con được rất là nhiều cảm ứng và hiệu quả. Nhưng mà có người thì họ cũng nói là tôi thỉnh mà tôi không thấy gì hết. Xin Thầy từ bi cho chúng con biết là khi thỉnh bài vị kèm theo một cái ước nguyện của mình thì có được giúp đỡ hiệu quả hay không? A Di Đà Phật.
Emitofuo, Master, I know that in every Dharma door, whether it is Shan or Pure Land, we all need to have a lot of blessings. And one way to create blessings is to request the black. Usually, the requester, the sponsor, will request the black together with one wishes of their own. My question today is that in our system's temple, we have a lot of people requesting a lot of blacks, and these requester or the sponsors, do they receive the help effectively? I don't know about others. For myself, I request a lot of blacks, and I receive a lot of response, very effective. But for others people, sometimes they feel that they're not that effective. So therefore, I would like to ask Master to explain for us, when the people requester or somebody requests a black together with a wish that they have, does it become effective or not?
Okay, we've been doing this for a long time now. Yes? Okay, just a minute then. Go ahead, DDT, answer.
Master, related to Master's question about whether DDT is ready for the Dharma talk tomorrow. Yeah, I think we are in the process of preparing the altar. It's not ready yet, Master. So please do it, go for it.
Okay, so we are going to be here tomorrow. Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we've been doing this for quite a while now, and I started by learning from my Chinese master, the Chinese system, where they have medicine master, Buddha Dharmas in the form of a plaque, and rebirth Dharma in the form of plaques as well. And so, in all due respect and gratitude, so this Dharma is a Chinese Dharma. And I picked it up, and at first, I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to bother with money and all the mess. I didn't understand much because my master never really taught me much about these dharmas, medicine master Buddha Dharma and rebirth dharmas, personally. And so it's a learning process for me. But so I initially, when I first started, I would refer people who had who needed help with, in particular, illnesses or 49-day services. They get very emotional. People get very emotional. It's that my dear friend just died, my uncle just died, and I needed help. So I said, go to my master's temple and ask for those dharmas. That's what they're supposed to do. And they went there and they came back disappointed because they realized that the way I explained to them what those dharmas are supposed to do for these people, that's not what they heard from my master's temples. They asked for specific help, and what they got is what was explained to them was not what they were looking for. So they came back and asked me and showed their disappointment, expressed their disappointment. I said, in that case, I don't know what to do. And so they said, why don't you do it for us? Okay. And instead of sending us to another Chinese temple, you know what it takes. Please do it. So we did it. And over the years, that's how it first started. And over the years, people heard of it, and they came back and asked more and more for more and more help. More and more people asked for more help. And so far has worked. I've been doing this for over 15 years now, both Medicine Master Buddha Dharmas and Rebirth Dharmas. And so I learn a lot, to be honest with you. Again, what I'm giving you, what we're practicing, is based on what I observed, the results that we achieve through these, shall we say, plaques or services. And therefore, because I'm very conservative, the last thing I want to do is to take money from you, take offerings from you, and based on false promises. If, for example, after this happened quite often initially, a lot of people came and said, my dear beloved mother just passed away, and I want to help her go to the Pure Land. And so I said, okay, in Buddhism, that's a 49-day service. So if you do that, then she has a good chance. And so she said, so I was told, oh, please go ahead and help my mother. So after the very, very often early on, I was very curious. So I worked very hard day and night because I knew time was of the essence. Couldn't afford to wait. Okay, 49 days really is very short, too short of a period to accrue enough blessings for a person to go to the Pure Land. So I worked very hard, day and night. Okay, and lo and behold, I saw the results. I said, wow, this really, really works. Okay, and so people, it's not enough for me to know. People would come back and ask, did my mom make it? Did my father make it? Did my son make it? Some people who had abortions, because of their abortions, they became depressed. Because when you kill your child, have your child killed, your child cannot go anywhere. They get very depressed, and they stick around you. And that's why you yourself get depression. It happens a lot to both women and men. It's not just women alone. If you are a man, you're responsible. You also are responsible partly for the abortion. Okay, and therefore affects both parents and the doctors and the nurses involved in the process. Okay, and so lo and behold, in quite a few cases, they got relief immediately. In one case, this woman here was very depressed, and as soon as she got the rebirth plaque to help the aborted child, the depression went away just like that. Okay, and within a couple of years, the child went to the Pure Land. So I observed all those things. I saw results in rebirth. Okay, I told my people, and they somehow believed it. Okay, some cases they heard of. In a few cases, people came back and gave them the messages, the good news themselves. Okay, and that's for rebirth. And also the other side, medicine master, Buddha Dharma. I think this is what your question is referring to. Yes, they want to see results. And same thing with medicine master Buddha Dharma. We dealt with cancer cases. We dealt with all sorts of illnesses that people came. And how do I know that there were results? Because honestly, every time I help you with your cancer, I have to be sick with cancer. Because in a law of cause and effect, someone is supposed to be sick. It's not free. So if your child is no longer sick, then who is sick instead? Me. That's what happened to Master YongHua. That's why he taught us, do not heal people. That's his instruction, very clearly on day one. He said, I taught you all these dharmas, but you may not heal people. And I found out myself personally, every time I help someone, I got sick. And you probably heard that 2 or 3 years ago, I got very, very sick. Because all those things eventually It may not kill me initially, but you add a lot of them, it becomes a rather heavy burden, okay? And so my body tells me that it's working. I don't know if your body tells you it's working or not, okay? Another example, and other examples. People have depression, people are bipolar, and they come, they ask for help. I said, well, my experience has been that it takes quite a while because this is a lifelong process. It comes in many, many ways, many different levels of depressions. But over the years, it takes about a while before you begin to see results, okay? Especially depression is a very difficult thing. And how do we know it works? Because people the depression got lighter, and guess what? They cannot make me depressed, but they make my disciples depressed. Why I used to help a lot of people with depression because they have nowhere else to go. They have, the medication's killing them, and they're getting them confused, so they come back and they say, okay, Master, you got to do something for me. So I did that, and I said, I'm not afraid of depression because I got over my depression, so it's not much it can do to me anymore, okay? And I know how to deal with depression myself. And because I help these people with depression and with their manic sides, I noticed my disciples got crazy with depression, with manic. You see, I ultimately have to pay for it because it's my disciples that I love dearly. Praise the Lord. If they get depressed, they act crazy, who's going to have to deal with it? Me. Okay? So the point I'm making is that personally, I know that it's working. Okay? I'm very proud of the fact that I told my disciples that this is the price you pay. If we help people, we have to suffer. Okay? And you know what? I'll be honest with you, I suffer, and you have to suffer in that so that we can help others. But I have good news for you. When you suffer, okay, I help you overcome those obstructions so that you improve faster. And that's why my disciples improve a lot faster than my YongHua, for example. So our approaches are different. Okay? So I know personally, we know as a Sangha, we know we're helping people, and that's what makes our Sangha very proud, quietly proud, is that we are making a difference. We're not sitting here on a pedestal expecting you to come and kowtow to us and make offerings to us. Okay? We earn our place. We are helping the community. And that's what gives us pride and meaning in life. Okay? Now, the original question you have is that, does it work? You yourself got some responses, lots of responses. That's why you help a lot of people. Okay? That's true for most cases, for the majority of cases. I failed a couple of times because one case is skin cancer. I felt very, very bad about it. Okay? They came to me when it's too late. And I said, I'm not sure I can help, but the wife says, it's my husband. I've got to do. I got to try. And I said, okay, in that case, I will try. Okay? I mistakenly thought that skin cancer is no big deal. So that was my first case. So he died on me. I felt very bad because I failed miserably. Okay? And so a couple of times I failed because I didn't know. I wasn't experienced enough. And so if skin cancer comes again, I would know better how to deal with it. So I'm learning as well, to be honest with you. It's a learning process for me. Every time I help something, I build credit with such ghosts and demons who are behind your cancers, or behind your depression, or behind your particular illness. Okay, if someone complains to you and said he's not seeing the result you want, and there's each of these blacks has a wish, I understand where they're coming from. What I can tell you is that they're getting help, whether they see it or not. Okay, because if the reason they don't see it is because there are many reasons. Number one, for example, long time ago, when I first started, a man came to me and said, my brother-in-law would like to have a child. I said, I don't know. I never have this kind of issues before, this kind of problems before. So I said, do a medicine master, okay, because it helps take care of a host of problems, including having a child. And so he got, okay, let me have 1 year plaque of medicine master. And then I said, okay, I don't know, I'll be honest with you, I've never done it before, to give someone a child. Do I look like that kind of person? And so after 6 months or so, or a year or so, the guy came back and said, well, did it work? See, I'm curious. Did it work? He says, no, he still doesn't have a child. I said, so you disappointed? He said, no, my brother-in-law is not disappointed. He says, he didn't get a child, but his business really bloomed like crazy. He was doing so much better financially than before. Now I chuckle and say, that's why. Because before you have a child, you need to have more money. Does it make sense? Giving birth is very expensive, folks. Raising a child is very expensive. You see? My message, my point here is that I believe in the Dharmas, Medicine Master Buddha Dharma, Rebirth Dharma, because I've seen those produce results consistently. May I tell you that except for 2 cases where I feel I failed, but actually I didn't fail. Yeah. Okay? They all work 100% of the time. The reason, let me tell you why it doesn't work. When you go see a doctor, do doctors know exactly what to do? No, they don't. They give you a dosage, give you some medication, and then they say, okay, let's try this dosage. If not, let's increase the dosage and increase. They are adapting a dosage and adapting medications constantly. Okay? And that's the same thing. To tell you that if you don't see results, it's because your problem is a lot bigger than you realize. I believe personally that it works 100% of the time. It's a matter of dosage. You want to see things, increase dosage. That's all. YouTube has a comment.
Good morning, Master. We have a comment and a question.
Yeah.
Jane Clymer says, my mind and body tell me the medicine Buddha plaques are working wonders. And the question is from Spook Waters. How important is rebirth Dharma? I want to relieve suffering in this life.
Well, you want to relieve suffering right now, then do the Medicine Master Buddha Dharma. That's what Medicine Master Buddha vowed to do, help people with their problems this very life. That's his primary purpose. He can also help the rebirth, but it's not the primary focus. Whereas rebirth Dharma is basically rebirth to Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land. Medicine Master Buddha rebirth is actually to all or any Buddha's Pure Land. Okay? So this rebirth Dharma is if you want to solve your current problems, then do the Medicine Master Buddha Dharma, and you will get some rebirth blessings as well. All right? And that's that should be your focus. You want to end the suffering right now, this life here. It's probably not possible. To be frank with you, you can get some relief, and in order to end suffering, the only way is for you to become enlightened. Until you become enlightened, you cannot end your suffering at all. Okay? And that's a sad truth. You have to do it yourself. You have to cultivate in order to become enlightened. That's the only way to end your suffering. Yes, is there a question here? I thought there's a question. Yes, 4.
Yeah, hi, Master. I'm interested in finding a great job for myself. I'm just wondering which plaque do you recommend for me to get?
I don't know. It's tough. Right now, I wish I know how to get jobs, because so many people need a job. I have right behind you the guys who are looking for a job for a year now as well. And so it's tough. What it boils down to is you have the blessings that can manifest in the form of a salary, okay, and a form of health insurance, a form of pension, and so forth. So the bottom line is blessings, and therefore you need to increase blessings, and that would be Medicine Master Buddha blessings. Those are the best. Let me tell you a funny thing. When I first started at Blue Mountain Temple, I didn't know much. I didn't understand much. I tell you, what I've been doing is from observation, from trial and errors, and from experience. There is a lady, Vietnamese lady, in her 60s, late 50s, early 60s, who used to follow Master YongHua for many years, like a few decades. Very devout disciple. And after Master YongHua died, she became disenchanted and with his disciples, and she wandered around, and she happened on Blue Mountain Temple, and she came because, and for a few times, she introduced herself as a disciple of Master YongHua, and came a few times, and said, okay, so you're a disciple of Master YongHua, oh, you probably will be a disappointment too for me. And she came a few times, and she started complaining, telling us that her daughter, who's the provider for her, a single daughter, was a programmer, and she got laid off for a year and a half already. So they had no income, and they're living off her savings, and the daughter struggled to interview. So I said, okay, I don't know. I never helped people get a job before. Well, what do you do? Well, in principle, Medicine Master Buddha blessings. Okay, and so the mother was told about the medicine Buddha blessings, and she said, "Is it the same as Master Shenhua's thing?" We said, "Yeah, it's where it came from." He said, "Okay, I like you, so you seem odd and unusual. So let me get 2 months worth of medicine Buddha's blessing. That's all I can afford." And she got 2 months worth of medicine Buddha blessings. And then she was also told, it's about blessings, therefore 2 months helps. Well, you also should tell your daughter to come to the temple and volunteer her time to create even more blessings. What else she can do at home now? She said, well, my daughter, she likes to program. That's all she wants to do. The rest of her life is to program. Okay? And my daughter, she said very proudly, Master Shenhua touched her in the hand and said, "You are a good girl." And my daughter is so filial to me. Okay? And so she said, so she was told, and I didn't talk to either of them at all, okay, until later. And so she was told to come to the temple and help out. So she came to the temple, and when she wasn't programming at home, she would come to the temple. And that rebirth plaque right there, I asked her to fix it for us. I was the one who designed it. And she cleaned it up for me, okay? Because she knew how to use Photoshop. I learned to use Photoshop on my own. And so, of course, my skills were crude. And so she helped out. She helped that design there, we're still using today. That design is from her. It hasn't changed, okay? The same file, I think we use it. So I got to talk to her, and then I said, wow, I can see why you struggle with I was telling myself, yeah, I can see why you're struggling with the interviews. You are a geek. You can't talk to people. You got to interview better. So I started to talk to her, encourage her to come and talk to me more. And I always said, I was telling myself, give me 6 more months. I will turn you into a monster in the interview. And she was getting better and better. And one day, she got a job offer. So she moved to Florida. And I said, darn it, God dang it. Just give me a few more months, it would change her life. Yeah, because even as a geek, as a programmer, you need to work better with people. I was a geek myself. I was a programmer myself. Okay, and so we have our quirks, but I felt so sad that I couldn't finish what I wanted to lead her in terms of communication skills, and how to present yourself, how to work with people better. But anyway, she left Florida and brought her mother. And funny thing, he just disappeared, never said thank you or whatever. The mother never said thank you even. Okay. Now, the reason she got it is because of the blessings that she accrued with Master Shenhua already. Okay? And the Medicine Master Buddha black with us simply matured those blessings quicker. There's no magic, folks. You have blessings, that's what it matters, what it counts. Nowadays, recently, I noticed someone showed me someone's profile on LinkedIn. It's in LinkedIn, whatever, and her name came up, Faith. And now she's a manager in San Francisco. Communication skills matured. You cannot be a manager unless you know how to work with people. So important. Okay, now she's a hotshot manager. See? So, Master YongHua, the conclusion, Master YongHua's medicine master Buddha Dharma is there, but mind increase brings in the communication skills. Just kidding. It works. If it's about blessings, I remind you a couple of things. You want good things to happen to you, whether it's money, whether it's love, whatever it is, okay? The basis of that is blessings. Build your blessings. Number two, if you want to see results, okay, can I suggest that you do good? Because the blessing you're planting with the temples is basically the blessings based on goodness. And in order to mature, they need goodness conditions to mature. Okay? So you have the good blessings, but if you do evil, will you see results? Probably not. Why not? Because the good blessings need to first resolve your evil karmas before you see anything good. So that's why the conditions must be ideal, must be proper for you to see the blessings. Meaning, do good, stay away, refrain from evil, refrain from bad karmas. Then you see results. If you plant blessings on one hand, and the other hand, for example, let's say stab me in the back, or go and create more karmas, you probably won't see results that quickly. Does it make sense? They work. I really believe they work. Okay? Just plant more blessings. Don't sit there and say, why only bad things happen to me? Do good. Go help others. Forget about yourself. Okay? Life is more meaningful when you help others. Instead of just taking, give more. Yes, DTT.
Emitofuo, Master. I have a question and a comment. So the question is, a few weeks ago, remember I told you I wasn't as scared of you as I used to? And on my nights off, I come to the temple to sleep, and normally I'll be fine, but within the last few weeks, for some odd reason, I'm scared of being here, sleeping here by myself again. So is there an issue, or what's going on with me?
You have a lot of problems, lady.
Yes, I do.
Let me tell you why you're no longer afraid of me. Can we talk about that first? It bothers me a little bit. I'm a little bit miffed that you're no longer afraid of me. Okay, that sucks. But you're not the only one who's kind of scared of me. Quite a few of you come to the temple and prefer to stay away from me. Yes? You don't want to go near me. Am I correct? You didn't want to go near me if you could help it.
Initially, when we first met, I loved talking to you, and then after a while, I kind of ran away for a little bit. And yeah, I guess so. I got scared as we go along.
Okay. because that's what happens to me. I'm usually nice to your ghost when you first come. I don't want to scare you. But once you ask me for help, then I scare your ghost.
My ghost is half gone?
It's that ghost who's scared of me left you.
Okay, thank you. So another ghost came, now I'm scared of the temple?
No, that's different. That's your depression ghost who's scared of me.
Okay.
Okay, so for this problem of yours, when you come to the temple and sleep at night, you get scared. It's a different ghost. Get another plaque.
Which plaque
Just
should I
kidding. Just kidding. This woman is crazy. She thinks she can fix everything with a plaque. No, you can't.
get? I have trust in you, Master.
Okay, so when you come to the temple at night, are you afraid of the dark or what? Turn on the lights. There's a night light. What's the matter with you?
I do. I have the green light.
You know, the green light. God, that's using up my electricity. That's why you should be scared. No. If you're scared, okay, that's a different thing, and it's no longer the same ghost at all, because you're out of range for that ghost already. So that's why it's left you, because it no longer can affect you. So they leave you alone now. Okay. For this ghost here, where with this problem, where you are fearful, there is a very good thing. Okay. It's your next. That's your next step. Come to the temple and sleep over more often, and cross your legs.
Yes, Master.
That's all. You don't need any plaque. This is a lot faster if you have no plaques. If you have plaques, then would be then you won't learn much.
Yes, Master.
Okay, good luck to you.
Okay. I actually have a comment about plaque.
Yeah.
So I got plaques for my parents, and so far they're getting more and more healthy. And recently, my mom got so healthy that she decided to go back to work. And of course, when she went back to work, her aches and pains starts again. And I decided to help her massage her. Of course, during her massage, I recite Medicine Master Buddha name. And slowly she started asking me about our Dharma. I start talking to her about it. And the last few months, she's been crossing her legs. And I don't bug her too much. I only talk to her maybe once in a few weeks to see how she's doing, because I know she gets annoyed if I talk to her too much about our stuff. And I just check up on her. And recently, as of yesterday, I started talking about sleeping, and she's actually got interested in that too. So I just want to say thank you. The plaque really works, but I try asking her to come to the temple, but she's still refusing, saying that she doesn't feel like she has enough blessing to come yet.
Yeah, don't push your luck, girl.
No,
Go
I'm not
slow.
pushing it.
Go very slow. Okay? This is for background information, for reference. It's a mother that she has to sneak around to go to the temple. She would lie to tell her mother she goes to work, actually goes to the temple. So now the mother asks about meditation.
Yes, she's interested in crossing the leg because I told her that when you cross your leg, you actually heals yourself. And she's been doing that, and she feels better, I guess, because she's been doing it.
Wow. Oh, impressive. Yeah. Go slow. Let her be. Okay? Then the rule of thumb is only ask Don't only answer when asked. Don't venture information. And better yet, when she asks, pretend, I don't know, I'm busy, I don't want to talk about it. Okay?
Okay, but if I keep saying that I don't want to talk to her, she's going to be upset at me.
No. I promise. We can talk later. I have to go do something. You delay it, okay? And we pique her interest further.
Okay, I'll try that.
And do it
method.
like 3 times. And this is our rules. They have to wait. They have to show true interest before you give information. Don't venture information, girl. It's too easy.
She's my mother. Of course I'm easy on her.
I should think about that. I'm tough on my mother. Okay, anyone else has any questions, comments, suggestions? Yes, Nacho.
Thank you, Master. So when you are attacked by a manic ghost or depression ghost, is it always a past creditor?
Yeah, that's part of the group, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, speaking of attacks, recently I talked to someone came to the temple because she referred to us, and she says my relatives put a voodoo on me. The voodoo is from Sarah's country. Okay. Taiwan. Taiwanese voodoo. It is so bad that she went around to the externalist temples and asked for help. Okay, they told her, of course, you've been a long-time supporter, we helped you, okay? And then the next day they called up and said, no, we can't help you. And then he said, why not? I said, we can't help you, it's just too much for us. Go find a high-level Sangha to help you. She says, I don't know any high-level Sangha. And then she went, next she went to Buddhist temples. Buddhist temple says, okay, we help you, of course we help you. And lo and behold, the next day they called her up and said, we can't help you, go find somewhere else. Go find a high-level monk who can help you, okay? But we cannot help you. And so it happened time and time again, and it's getting worse for her. So she her acquaintances said, I know this small-time monk who's kind of odd. Let's go see him. And she came with them, and I talked to them. It went very well, and I explained to her, we can't help you. I'm scared too. And she says, first thing she said, look at me, am I possessed? I said, don't do that to me. I was telling myself, if I could see you, I'd be too scared to try to help you. So I'd rather not see anything. That's my life, very simple. I don't see anything, I don't know anything, okay? I can't do anything, leave me alone, please. And so I said, no, I can't see anything. She said, they all told me that I am possessed by something. But I talked to her, and she said, I have this problem, I don't know where else to go, and now it's not affecting me, it's also affecting my niece as well. I said, you know what, I really sympathize with you, but here's my problem. If I help you and help your niece, I also need to help these 2 women who are introducing you, because my experience has been if I help you, they come there, they bite me, and they can't bite me, and they will bite your niece or bite these two women here. So it's too complicated, it's too messy for me. Please go somewhere else. In principle, I can help, but I don't, it's too much work. And she says, in that case, you need to help me, okay? And she started negotiating. Can I get a break? Can I get a discount? I said, talk to my disciples. I don't talk about money, okay? And so she came back, and apparently this woman was interested in getting help from me. And guess what? The next day, my back started hurting like hell. I said, oh no. I talked to my disciples, I said, can you call and tell her I can't help her, please? So they are crazy. When that ghost was there in my temple, it was scared, okay? We were scary for some reason. I don't know why. But after it came back, and it knew that she was interested in getting, considering getting our help, okay? It got its uncle, its grandfather, its ancestors to gang up on me and beat up on me to frighten me. And that's what happened to all the other people who wanted to help her, who promised to help her. You think it's free? No, it's not. Okay? So anyway, she's still negotiating. We all get what we deserve, okay? Yeah. Such is life. All right, any other questions, comments? Yes, too.
A Di Đà Phật. Dạ, con xin kể câu chuyện ngắn về Pháp Dược Sư. Là con có đứa cháu, bà con xa. Mấy năm trước làm ăn thất bại, nợ nần rất là nhiều. Khi mà con khuyên cháu nên thỉnh Pháp Dược Sư, thì cháu nói là con nợ nần tùm lum hết, rồi tiền đâu mà con thỉnh. Thì thay vì con giúp nó đó, thì con nói là cháu phải nên tiện tặng trong việc chi tiêu, rồi hàng tháng từ từ gửi cúng dường cho chùa để tạo phước. Và đồng thời phải thường niệm dược sư để tạo cho cái kết quả nó tốt. Thì cháu nghe con nói về thầy thì họ rất là tin thầy, và mỗi tháng đó gửi cúng dường Tam Bảo 100 đồng là cả cái sự mà dành dụm của cháu. Rồi cháu thường niệm dược sư, tức là con nói cái gì thì cháu tin cái nấy liền. Thì trong vòng 6 tháng thì mọi sự tốt đẹp xảy ra cho cháu. Là cháu được người ta giúp vốn cho làm ăn. Rồi 2 đứa con thì được học bổng. Rồi nó lại đi làm thêm để giúp đỡ cho mẹ. Bây giờ thì cô bắt đầu hanh thông. Và cô nói rằng mỗi tháng cô có thể xuất ra 2.000 đô để trả nợ từ từ. Tóm lại, khi thỉnh Pháp Dược Sư thì mình phải kiên nhẫn, tin tưởng, và đồng thời phải nên trì niệm dược sư mỗi ngày. A Di Đà Phật.
Emitofuo, Master, I would like to recount a story, short story about the medicine master Dharma. I have a far relative, my niece, and several years ago, she did a very bad on her business, so she carried a lot of debt, and so I advised her to request the medicine master advise her to request medicine master Buddha plaque from the temple. So she told me that she has a lot of debt. How can she able to request the plaque? And instead of helping her directly, I tell her to save up money every month to make offering to the temple. And at the same time, she should daily recite medicine master Buddha's name to a great blessing for herself. So she has a positive result. And after she heard about what I told her, she's very believe in Master. She's very believe in that Dharma. And every month she would save up $100. These are all of her savings she can do for each month, accumulating. So then she make offering to for the plaque, and at the same time, every day she recite medicine master's Buddha's name. And in 6 months, her business, whatever she did, become better. She was able to receive money aiding for her business, and also her kids receive scholarship, and now work become better. And every month now, she has $2,000 to pay back the debt that she remaining. And therefore, in conclusion, we have to believe in the Dharma itself, and also every day we have to recite the Buddha name. Emitofuo.
Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful experience, wonderful story. If you believe, the Buddhas, Medicine Master Buddha and Amitabha Buddha are Buddhas. They will not try to cheat you. And so if you believe in such dharmas, you get results. All right? For sure. Whether you see or not, again, it depends. But you're doing good things for yourself. So instead of sitting there and feel bad about yourself, just create more blessings. That's all. Help others. All right? Okay. Good discussion today. Thank you, everyone. And we stop here and go to lunch. All right.